All right, so for this section, we are going to be taking a look at Footwork Series number 2. So the first move that we'll be doing here is our sit toe toe with 2 variations. So the sit toe toe is more or less going to be moving the feet from a releve position into a flat. So for this, we start up in releve, and we're just going to come flat on the right, shift the weight to the left, come back on the toe on the right. So that ends up being flat, toe, toe. Flat, toe, toe. Flat, toe, toe. Flat, toe, toe. All right, and as we're doing this, we want to try to be conscious of avoiding too much bouncing in the top of the head. Something that kind of helps with this is to really fall into that cushion in the knees and being strong in the legs. We also have the option here, if you like this stylistically, instead of bringing the foot just flat, you can also come down and sort of dig the heel down into the floor. This is what has previously been called the flamenco step, bringing that heel down. But it's really just a stylistic option and kind of experimenting with both and see what you prefer. So let's try that again. We'll take it a little bit faster this time. So 5, 6, starting on the right. 1, 2, 3. Flat toe, toe. 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 And as you may notice, I'm also allowing the hips to kind of move along with this step from side to side. It's not a full lifting and dropping, it's just kind of allowing, again, noticing that connection between the feet, the knees, and the hips, and allowing that reaction to just be kind of natural with that. So our other option for our sit toe toe is to take that step, instead of forward, we're going to take it back. So we'll start on the left side this time. So here again, we're up on the toes in releve, and we step back, toe, toe, on the right, toe, toe, on the left, toe, toe, on the right, toe, toe. A little faster. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Step, toe, toe. Step, toe, toe. Step, toe, toe. Step, toe, toe. Now this move looks very nice from a front point of view, but you can also take it with the back toward what would be your audience, and this creates a very kind of like playful effect, I feel. So in this case, as we come flat, we're looking back, toe, toe, flat, 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 toe, toe. All right, so now for the second movement in this section, we're going to look at something that is called the Compton 7. So this is more or less a variation on the sit toe toe, but you're just taking it into a different pattern. The name itself comes from, well, it was named, the naming itself is from Zoe Jakes, but the term or the name itself comes from John Compton, who he was a student originally of Jamila Salampour, and then he founded the Habiru troupe, which was very influential in the development of American belly dance, in particular American fusion. So if you have some time, I would definitely recommend looking into that. But this move is one that he did pretty regularly, I suppose, in his dance, but it's basically broken down into 7 counts, the flat toe toe progression. So we'll start with the first 3 counts. So we start coming well, we start flat-footed, then we come up into releve on the right, up into releve on the left, and then we're going to come flat on the right, and as we do, the left the left foot remains in releve, but we're going to drop that hip down. So we have the weight on that back leg, in this case on the right, hip is down. Okay, so that's the first 3 counts. So that is just going to be a lift, lift, drop. Try that again. Lift, lift, drop. Okay, so that's the first part. The second part, the last 4 counts of the 7, you're going to come back up on the left for 4, up on the right, 5, dropping flat on the left, and then the hip is going to come down, down. So taking it from the 3, so we just did 1, 2, 3, then we'll go 4, 5, 6, 7. Try that again. So it's the same as that back leg is coming flat, the hip is responding just as we did in the first 3 counts, but you're just adding that second hip drop to make it the 7. Okay, so let's look at the whole thing. We'll start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lift, lift, drop, lift, lift, drop, drop. Lift, lift, drop, lift, lift, drop, drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, when we do this move, very often you're going to be kicking that speed up a little bit. So it's more of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bop, 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 bop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lift, lift, drop, lift, lift, drop, drop. Lift, lift, drop, lift, lift, drop, drop. Lift, lift, drop, lift, lift, drop, drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, that one's a lot of fun. Okay, so from there, let's see, what do I want to do next? Okay, let's take a look at, this one is our modified Grapevine. Previously in Fat Chance style, and also I came across this term also through Jill Parker. She used to call this move, I'm not sure about currently, the Moroccan campfire step. So, but really all it is a different take on a grapevine step. So our basic grapevine, if you'll recall from Footwork Series 1, we're just cross, open, back, touch. Cross, open, back, touch. Cross, open, back, touch. Cross, open, back, touch. Now for the modified grapevine, there's a little bit more of a swing and a twisting motion associated with it. So, and I feel that the difference between this version of a grapevine and the basic grapevine is a basic grapevine, you can take it around the floor for as long as you want to. It's an infinite step. You can just keep going with it wherever you want. Whereas this version of the grapevine is contained. You can really only go side to side within these particular counts. Okay, so what that ends up looking like is we cross in the front and we step out with a twist. And then we take that leg that's extended, bring it back behind, open, and then we take that leg, cross it over, and I'm coming out of frame, but you twist open on the other side just as you did when you were traveling to the left. Okay, so I'm going to kind of do this a little bit on a diagonal just so you can kind of see the full range. But again, we're crossing over on the right, extend left, cross on the left, open on the right. And we cross on the left in front, open with the right, cross back with the right, open on the left. So it's a cross, open, cross back, open, cross forward, open, cross back and open. Forward, open, back, open. Forward, open, back and open. Forward, open, back, open. Forward, open, back, open. Cross, out, back and open. Cross, out, back and open. So up to speed, let's try that real quick. It's gonna be 5, 6, 7, 8, and cross, out, back, open, cross, out, back, open, cross, out, back, open, cross, out, back, open, cross, back, open, cross, back, open, cross, back, open, cross, back, open. Okay, so that's our modified grapevine. From here, I want to look at one more traveling step, I guess. Has that sort of back and forth motion of the modified grapevine, but this is actually going to be our 5-step. So for the 5-step, what we will do is we'll start on the right. So we'll take the right leg, cross it behind the left, and then we utilize that rocking step sort of motion. So we do a slight weight transfer from the back to the front. So as we step, bringing the weight on the right, and then bringing the weight back on the front, or the left leg in this case. So that's going to be our 1, 2. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Or 3, 4, 5, however you like to count it. So let's take that again. You cross behind, rock, cha, cha, cha. So that's one side. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just on the one side to start. 3, 4, 5. Rock, rock, cha, cha, cha. Right, left, right, left, right. Back, cha, cha, cha. Back, cha, cha, cha. Back, cha, cha, cha. Back, cha, cha, cha. Okay, now generally the 5-step is going to be done on both sides. So we started stepping back on the right, 1, 2, 3, and here we're going to take that left leg, step it back, rock forward, cha, cha, cha. So we step back and 1, 2, 3, step back and 1, 2, 3, step back and 1, 2, 3, step back and 1, 2, 3. Now here you'll notice that I am adding a little hip lift on the 1, 2, 3, but that's not a necessary part of this step. You can layer the 1, 2, 3 with any sort of movement that you want. So for example, maybe I'm going to go step back, shoulder, shimmy, step back, shoulder, shimmy, step back, shoulder, shimmy, step back, shoulder, shimmy. So that's just one example. Again, you can really layer as you like, but it's just a step back, cha, 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 step back, cha-cha-cha. I really love this move a lot with doing different arm patterns. I just think it's just really lovely. And there's so many options for different arms that you could do with this. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha, step back. Cha-cha-cha, step back. And you can also layer movements on step back. Here, like a shoulder roll. Cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha. Okay, so that's our 5-step. In this section, I also have 3 turns that I want to share with you. So the first turn, we have our wraparound or our dig turn. So this is probably the easiest turn that we have. You're just kind of wrapping your leg around and allowing the body to unravel itself, basically. So I've heard it called a wraparound and I've heard it called a dig turn, depending on the direction. So basically for your wraparound, you're just going to take whatever leg, we'll start on the right, and cross over. And I come up on the toe for this, but yeah, that's going to give you more range of motion. So from here, you cross, and then you just turn, turn, turn around the shoulder to unravel yourself. So it's a cross and an unravel. Let's try it on the left. Cross, unravel. Again, cross and turn. On the left, cross and turn. Now, for turns, some people find turns really simple and they don't have any sort of issue with dizziness or kind of feeling nauseous or anything like that. It just comes natural. For others, turns are not something that come easily, and it can lead to dizziness and things of that nature. So one of the ways to work with this or against this, I suppose, is to do kind of just what we just did. If you turn in one direction, kind of unraveling and going back around, and that can kind of settle you a bit more. Another technique that's employed, and this is not something that we would necessarily do for a wraparound turn, but we also have the option to do spotting, which I'll talk about in our next turn. But regardless, so that's our wraparound over the front. The second way of doing the wraparound would basically just be crossing behind and turning all the way around. And this is the one that I've heard termed dig turn, but it's basically the same movement, just in a different crossing. And also, when we have this wraparound turn, we have the option to do just a half turn or a quarter turn. So, for example, I could do a half turn to the back, half turn back to the front. So let's try that again. We cross, unravel, cross, unravel. Sorry for all the bouncing, but I'm just trying to kind of show, again, cross, unravel, cross, unravel. Try it on the left with a half turn, unravel, cross, unravel. Okay, so the second style of turn that we're going to look at is our paddle turn or propeller turn. So for this, you're going to have a traveling leg and then a stationary leg. So your traveling leg, you'll step forward. So for this one, I tend to like to think about so let's say we have the face of a clock around us. So I like to think about the 12 o'clock point being in front and then the 6 o'clock point being in the back. And these are the 2 points that you're going to hit with your propeller turn most often. So here, you're going to step forward, and then the stationary leg, you're going to actually turn the toe to point in the direction that you want to travel. And then you bring that traveling foot up and swing it around. And then again, you turn your stationary foot into that direction, swing the leg back to the 12 o'clock point. So turn the foot to the 6, traveling leg goes to the 6. Turn the foot to the 12, traveling leg goes to the 12. So let's try that up to, well, speed it up just a little bit. So we would step, turn the foot, step, turn the foot, step, turn the foot, step, turn the foot, and turn. Turn, 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 turn. Now, for the propeller turn, this is one turn where you can really utilize that spotting technique. So what that means is when we're spotting, we pick one point forward, so the beginning of the turn, and then as you come to the back, you pick another point that you're going to be focusing on, and then you turn the body, and as you're turning, you're snapping the head back to your original spotting position. So it's this idea of having a single focal point to rest your gaze on as you're moving around in a circle. And for the propeller turn, we have a forward point and a back point. So what I'm looking at myself is I actually have a basket hanging on the wall here in front of me, so that's going to be my point number 1. And then I am actually going to be looking sort of at this hamsa on the wall above my mirror. So let's just practice that with our spotting technique. And this time I'm going to have my left leg be the traveling leg and my right be the stationary. So we're here and we're just going to do this a couple times. So I spot in the front. As I turn, I snap my head back to my second spotting point. As I come forward, my gaze is snapping right back to the front spotting point, I should say. So we turn and spot, turn and spot, turn and spot, turn and spot. And again, that kind of helps with the dizziness aspect, but also really keeping your turns tight, if that makes sense. So that's our propeller turn. The last turn and the last step of this section is going to be our chaine turn. So chaine in French basically means chain. So these are turns that are kind of linking together through space, very often moving along a horizontal axis point, if that makes sense. So the chaine, very often in our dance and belly dance, you see this manifested as a 3-point turn. And for this, it's basically going to be an open, close, open pattern. So I'm just going to start with the 3-point. So 3-point turn is you're going to open as you're bringing the feet together. You're turning toward the back. And as you're opening again to turn to the front, you come over that right shoulder. So we open, close, open. And I'm obviously working in a very small space here, so you can utilize a wider step if you'd like, but for now, we open, close, open, touch, open, close, open, touch. And again, very similar to our propeller turn, you're going to turn the toe toward the direction that you want to be traveling in. So I'm going to turn my foot open on the right, close, open again, together. So it's a 1, 2, 3, and touch. 1, 2, 3, and touch. 1, 2, 3, touch. 1, 2, 3, touch. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Forward, back, forward, forward, back, forward. forward, back, forward, forward, sorry, losing my count, forward, back, forward, touch, back, and around. Okay. All right, so I'm not going to do the 5-point turn variation, but I did want to just mention that your chaine turns, you can do 3-turn or a 3-point turn. You can make it into a 5-point with 2 turns, 7-point with 3 turns, and so forth. This is a move that, again, is sort of infinite. You can take it across space for as long as you like. So yes, that's something to look into and play around with as you are integrating these movements. So yeah, that is our footwork series number 2.